Do they want to do that? First of all, do they know there's such opportunity exists and there's a lot of rewards to be made there? Instead of just talking about AI, talking about application software. So somehow we need to bring this into the academia that there's a lot to be done in system software, a lot to be done in OS space, a lot to be done in the chip level.
I think that can be done once we start, building something new rather than going back into the same old projects again. You see, there are ready-made projects. Pay 10,000 and you get a project. That's the point,
Yeah,
right?
true.
Educational institutions need to give a real creative projects to people. I mean, the kids, the engineering students, rather than giving them a choice that you choose which project you want to do and go ahead and start it. 10,000 mein aa jayega. I mean, that's what we need to stop. In fact, to achieve these kind of expectations.
Right.
So we give them a goal to achieve,
Right.
and people should work towards it to achieve rather than buying the already existing systems.
True.
I think that makes a bit of change over there.
I mean, if you allow them to fail, it's fine, right? Even if they fail, it's fine.
They have the experience.
Yeah, but they have the experience. Yeah, and you give them grades because they actually originally did it. They could have done very basic mistakes, which is perfectly fine.
So I think, we had similar thing. We were actually designing a drone back in 2014. The drone used to fly. It used to fly and drop down. We never used to we were unable to maneuver it to go forward or backward. But still, we got the best marks because we did real experimenting with that. So this is my experience, like what we discussed.
Yeah.
Yeah, in fact, I take your point very much because I have also noticed this, that in AI, object-oriented programming application, it's kind of easier also perhaps for most colleges to, adjust to what's happening currently, give projects in those areas.
Right.
But especially when it comes to system level things, semiconductors and so on, I agree that the technology has gone ahead a lot in that sense. And in some way, again, when we start teaching, even I graduated at a similar time like you, 1997, we did EDC, Millman Halke's basic digital electronics.
Yeah.
From there you start.
Yeah.
And then to think of the current technology which is there in systems area, that is a huge tall ask. So I really think that this point, which Deepak mentioned about professor of practice, about having more industry courses, etc. We have had that experiment. I mean, I would say in the last 10 years in our college, maybe around a dozen or 2 dozen courses were taught by industry. And we noticed there was a lot of enthusiasm from students to join those electives. One, obviously, because it was a different segment of teachers coming to teach them.
Mm-hmm.
It was offered by the industry in campus.
Mm-hmm.
And many industries, they also did, they combined a couple of colleges and they would offer an elective, which made it easier for them also. Yeah. And it was a mix of online and offline. We had it that way. But the response was very good. And that learning was also very good. So I think all the gentlemen, the points that they have got, the point about sabbatical, about faculty also, time to time going to the industry and, not just contributing over there, but to get themselves better enabled in terms of what is happening, in tune with that, and so on. This will go a long way in bridging these gaps.
Right.
Yeah, certainly. Yeah.
True. If I kind of want to summarize all of this and then, put it like, in second year, they do industry projects where, marks is given for originality, not for performance. From the academia side, and then following it up with a lot of talks from the industry where people like Deepak, Raghu come and talk what is happening in the industry, and then then setting up centers of excellences where the industry sets it up, and then the third year there is the student goes to the center of excellence every day in, day out, and the center of excellence is driven by the industry's knowledge, but rather run on a day-to-day basis by the professor who has come and learned what is it from the industry. And then towards the final year they come for a 1-year internship. They work with you for 1 year, like you get a fresher working with you for 1 year, and at the end of the 1 year you hire him at a fresher salary, but technically you get a 1-year experience guy on your payroll. So that's that's where I see the fusion of like the Indo-Chinese thing, right? You can't eat Chinese, Indian is a different cuisine, but then Indo-Chinese has a flair to it. So that's where I see the industry academia coming in.